Started in the morning. It's going to be a very short session, and I am bringing you a little trick or a nugget that is going to bring everything together. But if you do it, immediately your relationships, your life, your disciples, everything around you is, it's a secret. It's what? It's gumite. So I'm bringing you a very, very small, simple secret that every one of you can do. Everyone just say, I am a disciple maker.
I am a disciple maker.
You didn't say it loud enough. I am a disciple maker. All right, so we are teaching from Bishop Doug's book, Transform Your Pastoral Ministry, and there is a very, very small, simple trick. But before that, because a lot of you are not here, I want to just summarize what you have missed. Now, Pastor Nachi brought us from gold and brass. My summary of what she taught is about identity. You have to know that you are the real deal. That's why we are saying you're a disciple maker, because some of you might not actually believe. When we are teaching, like when you come for training, like this training, the reason you are here is not by mistake. The reason you're here is because you're going to shake nations. The reason you're here, I want to assure you, the reason you're here is because there are many people behind you. Now, you might not see them, you might not know them, but there are so many people whose lives are dependent on you, whether you know it or not. Now, whether you know it or you don't know it, it is inconsequential. The truth is that there are many people whose lives are dependent on you.
True.
Now, the thing I want you to do is to believe it. It's not you who does the work. You see, every time Jesus looked at the disciples, when Peter told him, when he came on the water, walking on the water, and Peter told him he wanted to prove that this wasn't a ghost. So he tells him, if you're the one, please tell me to come. What did Jesus tell him? Did he tell him, now first go up the mountain and pray like I did? You see, I'm coming from the mountain to pray. No, what did he tell him? Come.
On your word.
What did he tell him? What did Jesus speak to the disciples before he left? Go. Make disciples. In that he did not specify who it was for. It was for. Look at your neighbor and say, you are the one. You are the disciple maker. You are the gold, not brass. So the first thing I want you to settle in your heart, when they are teaching, and thank God that we are a teaching ministry, when they are teaching, you are the one. You are a shepherd. You are a disciple maker. So now we are teaching and we are talking to disciple what? Who are going to go from here and they are also going to go and do what? And teach the same thing that they have heard. Have we settled that? Yeah. Now, after Pastor Nachi settling it that this is you, now that's like a blueprint. When we're building, when you come to an architect and you say, I want my house, the architect doesn't show up on your site and say, show me the site, and then says, now where is the builder? Now dig here, dig that. No, that's not what we do. And I know that all of you are going to build. Pastor Mark already said that if you came with your pet, please get a chain and what? But if you think that your pet is also a disciple maker, he has disciples, please get for your disciple a chair. Okay. I have a very short time, so we have to do this really quickly. Now, when you talk to the architect, he doesn't say, let's look for the builder. The architect is going to ask you the things that you want. And then the architect is going to go and dream and bring everything that you want and put it on papers called blueprints. It used to be. Now it didn't have to be. It was done with ammonia. They would use ammonia to do them. But, so when they do a blueprint, you have papers. And thank God now we have computers. So you even have what we call an artistic impression, a 3D. Okay? The things that most of you like and what you see. Now the thing is that your house now already exists. It's finished, even though you don't see it. Are you understanding? Your house is already finished. It's just that it's in the It's just that it's in the spiritual realm. But it is finished. There is nothing missing. The paper is the translation. Now that house is already finished. Now they will get those papers. The blueprints are what you used to give to your builder, and he interprets and then puts up your building. Now even you, the owner, you've already seen it. It's the people around who haven't yet seen it. Now each and every one of you, when God made you, and He's the one who made you, He knows what you are finished. And so if He has told you go and make disciples, it means He knows that you have the capacity. He is not calling you a disciple maker. Now He starts to build you. You've already finished. By the time we come to the plot, your plot to build, we have already finished. The engineer has decided, the architect has decided, everyone has finished what your house looks like. You understand? So, you are not a human being who's becoming a shepherd. You are a shepherd who's discovering who you are. Okay? So, now that you are a shepherd, foundations, when they are going to build, they start from the foundation. And so if you're going to fully discover who you are, is when you come to what Pastor Mark was teaching you. Prayer is going to become your biggest weapon to discover who you are. And to also to set in motion things. Okay? So to Chimazi. So you guys are going to be guys who pray. Now, the little powerful thing that I have been given to share with you is the power. I'm going to first read us a verse. Now that we have established that I am not the only shepherd here, that I am talking to shepherds. Yes. I've just been given a privilege to hold the mic. But any of you can be a mic holder. Okay? And I'm seeing some of you guys, and I'm nearly tempted to say, you know what? Let me sit down and you get the mic. Because I can see some of you are even, I can see some of you are even already. I mean, I'm just going to share things you already know. Can we turn to Jeremiah 23, 2? In the KJV version. Jeremiah 23, 2 in the KJV version. I will read from mine. Can we read together? In this church we read together. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God of Israel, against the shepherds, pastors that feed my people. Ye have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not, let's just say that again, and have not, let's shout, and have not, yes, behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doing, saith the Lord. So now, what an encouragement, yes. Now here is a trick to building relationships. We are in Transform Your Pastoral Ministry on visitation. So I'm going to give you 3 secrets behind the power of visitation. Just 3 secrets behind the power of visitation. Now, I learned in my shepherding journey. This and let the verse stay. Let the verse stay because we're going to keep visiting it. This is God. He's talking to the shepherds. He's talking to. I need you guys to shout. He's talking to us. He's talking to the shepherds who are. He's talking to. Aha. He's talking to. He's talking to us, and he's saying that. You who feed his people, that you have scattered the flock. How have you scattered the flock and driven them away? You did not visit them. We have not visited the people God has given us. That's how we scatter them. Now, you as a shepherd, your role is to gather people, is to bring people together. And one of the greatest tools I know is to go visit people. When you visit them, you're bringing them in. When you visit people, you're bringing them in. You're gathering them. So the thing that you're going to do when you live here is to visit people. Is to go and see people. And the three forces of visitation. Bishop Doug here says that visits have life-changing power. Someone say visits have life-changing power. Visits have life-changing power. Visits have what? Life-changing power. And there are three forces. Now, this is what I discovered about visits. When someone visits you, the thing that happens in your heart is that you start to see that you're valuable. You're counted. You stop being a number. You stop being something. You now feel valuable. Isn't it? I'm going to ask you, please prepare your testimonies. I want to receive like 3 testimonies of if you've been visited by a pastor. What happened? How did it feel like? If you have a testimony, I want to hear it. I want to give room to those testimonies. So one of the powerful things, one of the powerful forces of visitation is that there is the expression of love. There is the expression of what? Love. There is the expression of what? Love. Yes. It is impossible. It is impossible. Think of all the friends that you think you consider good, valuable friends. You're going to find that one of the things about your friendship is that there's visitation. Someone can never be your friend unless they've visited you. You can do all the crazy things, share, laughter and what. And this is something I got to learn is that you can never really know someone unless you've visited them. It's impossible to say that you know someone if you've never visited them. Isn't it? So as shepherds, one of the things you're going to do is to learn to go and visit people, both at their homes or their workplaces, wherever they spend valuable time. Akatuseyo? So if you don't visit the sheep, if you don't visit the flock of God, it's impossible to stand here and start saying how much you love people. Shepherds. Hey. Because by the way, this thing of visitation, it really, really tells you how much someone values you. The other powerful force of visitation is the ministry of the word. You see here on the pulpit when we're teaching, no matter how powerful the sermon is, if that sermon is taught in your home, in your space, it takes on a whole different power. So one of the powerful forces is the ministry of the word. during your visitation. So every time you go to visit, it is not a casual, you must carry the word. Ministry of the word. Okay? So, there's the expression of love. Visitation is an expression of love. Visitation tells the person that you value them and you love them. How would it feel if you... Anyway. No. Let me not go there. Visitation involves the ministry of the word. Those are two secrets behind the power of visitation. The third secret of visitation involves the ministry of prayer, which we've just done with Pastor Mark. So when you go to visit, make sure that you... When you go to visit, make sure that you... So a visitation already expresses that you value the people, that you love them. When you minister with the word, it changes. The last one is that make sure that you pray with them. Those three things complete a visit by a minister. Those are the three secrets of visitation. As a shepherd, as a minister. And I'm speaking to ministers. So you're going to be visiting your people. So when you visit your people, first of all, you have to accept that you're going to visit your people. Either you're going to visit them at work or you're going to visit them at home. And if someone is your person, I will tell you that there is a friend of mine who values our relationship so much. Guess what I did? So these friends of mine, I used to be a part of them. So let me first make that clear, so that give you background. And we had a watering hole in Wandegea. They used to drink in Wandegea. We used to drink in Wandegea. Hey, it's called the watering hole. Now, later on I got saved. Okay? And they knew that I had gotten born again. They continued to meet, and for a long while, I hadn't seen them in a very, very long time. So one time in the evening, he was on my heart. I called him. He tells me, hey, I'm in town, but you know where to find us. But I also know that these are things that you can not what? Do anymore. For some reason, this particular evening, I didn't have much to do. I missed them, but also we had learnt about the grace of God. So I wasn't judgy. So I picked myself up, drove my car in the evening, it was about 7:30 p.m., and I walked into the bar. And this guy saw me, and he said, Davy, you have come up to here. You really, really, really love me. Now, I have proven that we are brothers. So for him, that was proof that we were brothers. And we have stayed very close. I remember he got born again. He got born again. Then the next time I met him, he said, that stuff is tight. And recently I called him again, and he said what life has done to him, he has to get back into church. Another friend of mine, also really similar. I went to see him in a more than desirable place. And I remember that caused him to come to church. Wow. Even though he had sworn that he was an atheist. And recently he sent me a message and said, I want to come back to church. Okay? So visitation is a proper expression of love. and the ministry of the word. And what's the other ministry of prayer? Okay? You see, Bishop Dagia writes that sometimes the person who's being visited does not even hear the words that you speak. What remains with him is the fact that you cared enough to come. Okay? So why was I saying that this is a trick this is a secret even for your lives? Because you're never going to go really deep with someone in a relationship unless you've come to where they abide. Is that I'm giving this to you as a trick to build strong, intimate relationships. If you want shallow relationships, don't visit. If you want meaningful, deep relationships with people, go visit them, pray with them, and share the word. The word is powerful on its own. Don't try to dilute it or just share the word the way it is. It will change their lives. All right? So if you want deep, meaningful relationships, when Pastor Mark was talking about authority, one of the things that gives ministers authority is being able to visit, minister the word, and pray for the people. Those three things give ministers, shepherds, whichever you want it, they give you authority. Okay? Have you ever considered and wondered why the Anglican Church, why their people keep coming back? I used to belong to an Anglican church, and my mother was serving there as a treasurer. Those people can visit. Yeah. Those people can visit. And so their people stay with them. Okay? Now, we are going to go to the final part, which is 8. Now that we are certain as shepherds that we're going to be visiting. And there are 3 things that we will visit, that we will minister the word. So when we go to visit, a spiritual visit, you prepare a word. And you're going to pray for the people. Those 3 things. Okay? Now that we are sure about it, let's go to the guidelines of visiting. Because we don't want you to have interesting visits. And as pastors, we've had very interesting visits. So 8 guidelines for fruitful visitation, and then we will close. Okay? The first one, every visit must accomplish something. These are guidelines for fruitful visitation. So every visit must accomplish something. So have a goal. Okay? Why are you going to visit? Okay? Make it clear. Now, number 2, every visit must begin with a relaxing social segment. Every visit must begin with a relaxing social segment. Those sound like big words, but what they really mean is, first, hey, how are you? How are your people? Yeah, you don't walk into the door. The man of God is here. Let me tell you, people are going to run away. Let me give you a long time ago. There is another religion. They are very good at visitation. There are some brethren they are very good at visitations. And so they were trying to get my mother into it. And so this person used to come, I think it was every Wednesday evening. But because of the way they would show up, my mother always sent us. The first time they came, they were well received. Second time they came, they were well received, sat inside. The third time they came, same day, same time, our mother sent us out to tell the person that she wasn't in. Because, man, when you saw them, it was just stress. like the whole thing is just stress. So, I don't know how to say, you can't walk in with, with fire. Okay? You can't walk in judging. You even have no idea. Let me tell you a story about judging. I was on a bus coming from Gulu, on a bus. I sat in front, and I sat in the front where there are 2 seats. So next to me was a young, good-looking man. And so we're coming from Gulu, I'm coming from work, I was supervising a site, we had a site. And then we reached, I've forgotten the place where they stopped for a break. And this guy goes out, this young man goes out, comes back in with a small bottle of warrage, Uganda warrage. And now, that's the time when I was a little bit radical. So it rubs me the wrong way. And I'm preparing for a sermon. I want to give it to this guy. I want to give this. Why? How do you drink? It's the afternoon. I mean, the sun is shining. We had started the journey like at 10 a.m. It's like 11:30 a.m. You are drinking. So I was, let me tell you, bakuita kusonda, I was sondering. I was sondering to deliver a sermon. Then the guy disarms me by asking, do you want some chicken? Because there was a guy who brought chicken in the window. I'm like, no. I didn't want anything. I just wanted to first give the sermon. First put him in his place. Yeah. But I don't know what overcame me. Something came over me and I just simply asked, why are you drinking at 11:30? And the guy told me, you see, from when I was young, I used to have, what do they call it? Travel sickness. And it's so bad. My travel sickness is so bad. They used to, they would put him to, there was some stuff they used to do to him as a child just for him to travel. Now, as he got older, he found that the only way he would disconnect his senses temporarily, what he found was the simplest, most affordable way he could travel on a bus was to take alcohol. My God, I was so embarrassed. My sermon, my what? Now I didn't even know where to start from. I couldn't even remember. Why don't you actually pray for him? Why don't you even bring him to Christ? It is that I had totally judged. And because I had judged, I forgot to love. So I missed. No, I had said no to the chicken because if I had taken the chicken, that would have softened me. I wanted to first deliver the sermon. Because how would I deliver a hot sermon when a guy has bought me chicken? So actually, I didn't get the chicken. I didn't even get a salvation. Yeah. Number 3, pastors must remember that shepherding visits are not social outings. Temugenze out. Because some of us might go on a spiritual visit and we end up in a whole different thing. Like what? Number 4, I need to move fast. Number 4, every pastoral visit must be a spiritual event with a spiritual impact. Here's a trick that I know in making it spiritual. Here's the thing I know about making it spiritual. When you're going to visit, pray. Pray for the person. Pray for where you're going to visit. Okay? And the word that the Lord gives to you is the word. But sometimes you might have a word for a season. Okay? Have you heard? Yes. So always pray before you go. Minister the word. A very simple thing. If you don't have the word, we have so many teachings. You can teach what we've just learned here. Like right now, you can go and teach what you learned here. Prayer. Okay? Let's not complicate things. The reason you're being trained is just to go and transfer what you've been taught. Number 5, every pastoral visit must include ministering of the word. That one we already said. A visit becomes effective when the power of God is released through prayer. The power of the Holy Spirit is released through prayer. Okay? Number 7, pastoral visits must end with a powerful prayer. Always end in prayer. Always end in prayer. Always end in what? Prayer. A visit must have a powerful, lasting impact. Impact. What do you leave after you've visited? What do you leave behind? What do you leave when you visited? You see, John chapter 1, verse 11, as we conclude. He came unto his own, but as many as received him, to them he gave power to become sons of God, even to them that believe on his name. So I'm going to invite testimonies of where you have been visited to close. Pastor. Let's start with what is available. If you have been visited, okay, let me ask, how many have been visited by their pastor or minister or shepherd whatsoever? How many have experienced a visit from a minister? Hey, how many are willing to share about it? All right, okay, let's hear.
The Lamb was won. Yeah, I praise the Lord for having shepherds who visit. Even this year, earlier this year, was it earlier? Around from March this year, my lovely wife had a surgery. But even from hospital, we had our pastors visit us, pray with us. Even after hospital, visited us, prayed with us. And it was just a beautiful thing seeing that even in the midst of that, there was that care, there was that concern, there was that walking with us throughout that time. And even after, there was that just, you feel like this is home, this is part of it. And even for those who don't know, I'm new, okay, I'm not new here, but seeing that makes you feel like home, makes it just all real, and seeing that there is a family outside what you're used to, the norm, that just welcomes you and make you feel loved and make you feel like you belong in the space.
Amen. Thank you. So we're going to have this way, and then I'm going to maybe that way, and we will close.
Hi. You had lunch. Hi. I got out my calendar because I want to remember this visit. It was a very significant one for me. I gave birth to my first child on 4th November 2022. So this was close to Christmas of that year. I need you to first picture. I love children, so everyone assumed that, yeah, I'd be very good with children. Then I had my own. Who couldn't? One, he came very early, unexpectedly early, like it was not yet time. 2, the boy would cry. The kind of crying where no one can look after him. Like he cries in the night, he cries in the day. No nanny can carry, no husband can help. No, as in I had all the help I could get, but this boy would cry and cry and cry and cry. I did not go on a weight loss, I just lost weight. You could see me and know there's a problem, but me, I didn't know there was a problem. It was, I don't know, anyway. So that day, why I remember it so much, Dr. Nachi first asked me, where do you stay? So I described, I stay here, what. Then another person asked me, where do you stay? It's like, as I stay here. Then another person, all of them were like, where do you stay? So like, don't cook. We are coming to see you. I said, okay. So they came, all of them at that time. There were so many. They came. I need you to understand the child was still crying. But they came. Then they brought food. Then they brought disposable cups, disposable plates, that thing of we don't want to disturb you. And the whole house was full of these people. And they were laughing. And then specifically, Evelyn, as CEO, will always be close to my heart. This particular day, she told me, Shiba, I know you've not done anything. I don't care if this child cries. You enjoy yourself. I'm going to deal with this child. Should only bring... now the child is hungry. Then she fought with the child. Then the child slept. She fought with the child for like 7 or how many hours. Even when I would say, let me come and check, be like, no, the boy is okay. And just for that one day in, I think 2 months, I was able to say, and put my legs up. So for me, that was when they said lasting him, like I remember that day vividly. So.
Praise God. I thank God that I'm here. And I thank God for Papa Devi, because he's the one who visited me when I needed the visit. I used to be that person who just enters church, pray and go. When you come, you're driving, you drive, you park, you enter church, they serve snack, you eat, you go. We just enter and go away. So that time he came, as he didn't know why I was not like serving in church. So I had a lot I was dealing with, but thanks be to God, that is all gone now. But it showed me that I had some value. I could do much more than, because I wasn't doing anything. But because he visited me, it showed me that I'm worthy. I knew that I can play some part in church. I knew that I could join a mission. I had heard these things. They were telling us every Sunday, join a missional community, what. I'm like, missional community? I'm always at work. So what time, when? So I started asking myself, I couldn't even tell him, why I'm not joining, but because I didn't have a shepherd. And he was there for me as my shepherd. And I thank God for that. My life has changed because of that visit. I can preach the gospel. I won't stop saying that because it has done wonders in my life.
Right. You have a... Okay. We're about to finish. I want to tell you about the power of visitation. My own story, and then we close very quickly. My father was a very good doctor. Very good doctor. But also the thing about medical people is that can also hinder their faith. And so all my life I'd only seen my father come to church maybe if it's a baptism, not Christmas, not Easter. For him, those were, no. It had to be a function. Like a function where his close family. Okay? And his sister is really, really born again, should pray with him, should pray for him, but it was clear that wasn't his thing. Now, towards his end, he's bedridden. He's in the hospital. Okay? Now, sometimes when you're so close to your people, it can rid you of power to transform them or even preach or talk to them because they know you. Now, I was in that position where I want him born again, but I don't know how to do it. I am his son, child. And I am the only one in the family close to him to be able to do that. And he's on his bed. So for me, what I was praying for, I was praying for length of days. I even had the belief in me that we had another 15 years because I wanted him born again. But I couldn't preach to him. And one evening, we're in Mulago Cancer Institute. One evening, in walks Pastor Chris and Pastor Mark. They have come to visit my father. Now, Pastor Chris asks me, is your father born again? I tell him no. He says, let me go and pray with him. When Pastor Chris and Pastor Mark go to pray for him, because for me, I am of very little faith, and I knew that my disbelief probably was going to hinder this, and I didn't want to see it. I walked out of the hospital, and I went out, and I went to pray in tongues. Yeah, sometimes you need to know where you stand. Because I knew, me, I was like, no, he can't. I could feel it in my heart. I'm like, But these guys are. So I left them bending. And I walked out. I come back. Pastor Chris tells me, man, he has given his life to Christ. Now, you have no idea the extent. From that day, he started to confess. On his, what do they call it? The epitaph, the stone, the gravestone, we have written a word which one of also my friends, a pastor, came in and kept telling him to continue to meditate that I am strong in the Lord. Because those became the words that he kept meditating and saying. This is a man who was never, as in it's light and day, the difference. And so, how does he end his life? I am strong in the Lord. And this is from one visit from a shepherd. Now, all of us are confident about finding where we're going to meet because of a visitation of a shepherd. A life is totally transformed. Now, let me ask, how much does that cost? How much would you pay for that? What would you pay for that? So, disciple makers, decide that you will be visitors. Because people's lives are dependent on you. Families are dependent on your ability to visit. God bless you. Yes, God bless you. And I'm going to introduce